Hi, my name is Stephen Banks, and I'm the author of the Middle School Bites book series. There are 4 of them, and here's number 4, which is just about to come out, with the cool illustration cover by Mark Fearing. Lots of other cool illustrations inside, too. Now, Tom is a VAM-WOLF-ZOM. The day before he started middle school, he was bitten by a vampire, a werewolf, and a zombie. Hence the name VAM-WOLF-ZOM. This is the 4th book. Come on, read some to you, with permission of Holiday House. Conversations with a Zombie. I wish I hadn't been turned into a VAM-WOLF-ZOM. Then I wouldn't be talking to a zombie and worried that a vampire was going to kill me for ditching her instead of fighting a werewolf. I wish I was just a regular kid going to middle school. I wish my biggest problem was a math test I hadn't studied for, or wondering if someone liked me, or forgetting to read 3 chapters of Bridge to Terabithia, or not being able to open my locker. But I'm a VAM-WOLF-ZOM, the only one in the world. 3 reasons it had been a very bad day. Number 1, I'd saved the life of the worst person at Hamilton Middle School, Tanner Gant. Number 2, Darkort, the werewolf who turned me into a werewolf, had stolen the book, A Vampiric Education, which was worth $1 million and full of vampire secrets. 3, Martha Livingston, the vampire who bit me, had lent me the book and was going to kill me for losing it. Martha and I had turned into bats to chase Darkort on his motorcycle to get the book, but then I saw a carnival trailer behind us, and inside it was the zombie who had bitten me. It might be my one and only chance to ever talk to him. There's a picture of Tom, who's a bat, going after that trailer with the zombie. I landed on top of the zombie's trailer, turned into smoke, a vampire trick I finally learned, and slipped inside through a crack in the door. He was your typical zombie, gray skin, stringy hair, some scars on his face, and white eyes. I always imagined zombies smelled really bad, like rotting flesh. He didn't, which was a big relief because of my werewolf sense of smell. Ever since I turned into a VAM-WOLF-ZOM, I'd been discovering that a lot of things weren't what I thought they'd be. The zombie said, "Hello." I think he said hello. That's what it sounded like. It was kind of noisy in the moving trailer. It might have been just a grunt. Do zombies talk? Sometimes they talked in the movies. I hoped he could talk. I wanted to ask him some questions. The zombie opened his mouth again. Was he trying to bite me? Do zombies eat zombies? "Hello," he said again. "You can talk?" I asked. He answered in a deep, croaky voice. "Reckon I just did." He sounded like the cowboy actor guy with the big droopy mustache in those Western movies my dad watches. "My name's Dusty." "I'm Tom." "Pleased to make your acquaintance." "Do you remember biting me about 4 months ago?" "Well, now, truth be told, I didn't bite you." "What are you talking about? You bit me. That's why I'm part zombie." "Nope. I was trying to scare you away by opening my mouth, pretending to bite you. Figured you were the skittish type. You'd put your hands up in front of your face and your palm went up and hit my top teeth." And technically that was true. It sort of made me mad. I hate it when stuff is my fault. "So you didn't want to eat me?" I asked. "Son, I haven't partook of humans for, let me see now, been more than 10 years. "I don't eat people either," I told him. "Trust me, they don't taste as good as they look." "So what do you eat?" "Whatever boss man brings me. Pizza, cheeseburgers, and corn dogs mostly." My best friend Zeke would love that diet. "When did you become a zombie?" I asked. About 15 years ago, as I can recollect. My mind gets a little fuzzy nowadays." "What were you before you were a zombie?" He sighed. "A human being." "No, I meant, what did you do?" "I was a brain surgeon." "Really?" "Yep, I used to fix brains, and then I ate them." He smiled. "That's a joke, son. I was a bull rider in rodeos. Folks called me Dusty on account I fell off a lot more than I stayed on." The trailer changed lanes and went around a curve, so I wobbled a bit. "Why don't you sit yourself down on that box?" said Dusty. I sat down on a wooden box that had Dr. Nutt written on the side. "Who turned you into a zombie?" "That's a good story." Here's a picture of the zombie talking to Tom. Chapter 2, A Good Story. She was a little squirt of a gal, dark hair, brown eyes, and very sharp teeth. I was out at the corral late at night, and she came up to me. I
Thought she was a fan. Then she went and bit me. That's how life is, full of surprises. One day you're riding bulls, next day you want to take a big old bite out of them.
How'd you end up in a carnival, I asked.
Long version or short version?
Better do the short one. I can't stay very long. I needed to get back to Martha to help her get the vampire book from Darkwork.
Well, back in my people-eating days, I was wandering around the woods looking for something to eat. I saw a carnival that was setting up in a big field. They had a poster of a big old snake on the side of a trailer. I went inside and there was my dinner. A 6-foot-long python snake in a glass case. I moseyed on up, lifted the lid and ate it. Python was surprised. He thought he was going to eat me. Then, Boss Man came in and got mighty upset that I'd eaten the star of his show. But quick as can be, he figured I'd make a pretty good replacement. He moved faster than a jackrabbit, threw a blanket over me and roped and hog-tied me before I could skedaddle on out of there and escape. Been here ever since.
And here's a picture of Dusty coming up to the Python Carnival trailer. Does anyone else know you're a real zombie, I asked?
Nope, just Boss Man. Everybody else thinks I'm a dummy or a fella wearing a mask. I sit here in this chair every day. People stare, I growl, pretend I'm gonna eat them, they scream and run out, and that's basically my life. Dusty sighed and looked sort of sad.
Life is weird. The first time I saw him, I was afraid of him. Then he bit me and turned me into a zombie, so I was mad at him. Now I felt sorry for him, tied up in a chair in an old dirty trailer.
It's nice to talk to a fellow walker. It's been a while, he said.
Then he leaned forward as much as he could and looked at my face.
Hope you don't mind me asking, but you look like you got some other stuff going on too.
I explained I was a VAM-WOLF-ZOM and told him how it all happened.
He let out a long, low whistle and shook his head. Well now, that is one big piece of bad luck. Can't say I ever met one of them before.
I'm the only one in the world, I think.
Your trail must be mighty rough at times.
Yeah, it is. Nobody ever asked me if it's hard being a VAM-WOLF-ZOM. Dusty was a lot nicer than the other two people who bit me. Martha Livingston got mad really easily. And Darkheart acted nice and friendly at first, but he was faking it. Just like Tanner Gant when I met him in 2nd grade. I wish there was an app on your phone that could tell you who was actually nice and who was just pretending. The truck pulling the trailer started to slow down.
Oh, must be getting our next stop, said Dusty. Old Boss Man's gotta eat, maybe.
I peeked through the crack under the door. The truck was pulling off the highway into a burger barn parking lot. My stomach and Dusty's stomach growled at the same time. We came to a stop. I heard the truck door open and then slam shut and footsteps walking away. And there's a picture of Burger Barn.
I bet Boss Man'd love to put you on exhibit, said Dusty. You'd be a star attraction, bring in some of them big bucks. Probably shouldn't be hanging around here too long.
Good point. I had one more question I wanted to ask him. Hey, I went back to the gas station when you bit me.
Tried to scare you, he corrected me.
Right. It had burned down, but your trailer was still there, and I saw footprints leaving the trailer.
I tried to escape, and Boss Man caught me. Zombies ain't exactly known for their speed.
Some zombies in movies can run really fast, I said.
Well, the movies and TV shows and books ain't the same as real life. It's an important thing to remember.
Where were you trying to go?
You ever heard of Zombie Nirvana?
No. Is that a movie?
Sounds like one, don't it? No, it's a place I heard tell of once. Fellow Walker told me about it. Dusty shrugged. Might be real, might be one of them old wives' tales.
What is it exactly?
Supposed to be a place where they let zombies live in a contained area. The sign says, Zombie Nirvana. Zombies roam wild and free. They feed them and just let them be, run by somebody who's partial to zombies for some reason.
I've never heard of a place like that, I said.
Well, I'm guessing they don't want people sniffing around. Folks might get upset if they knew there was a mess of walkers somewhere. But if there was a real place and I could get there, I'd be one happy and contented cowboy.
Where is it?
It's supposed to be around these parts. Fella gave me a map a ways back.
He reached in his pants pocket, which wasn't too easy since he was tied up, and pulled out an old crumpled up piece of paper. I took it and unfolded it. It was an old restaurant placemat from some place called Bubba's Big Time Barbecue. And there is Tom with what's going to be a map. Barbecue meat sounded really good right now. I was getting hungry. On the back was a hand-drawn map in pencil with scribbled directions and arrows, Route 66 to Highway 61 to Old Mill Road, leading to a big circle with Zombie Nirvana written in the middle and a big X. There's the map. I handed the map back to Dusty, and he said, "Carnival's only going to be around here a few more weeks, and then we head out west. Boss man wants to set up a permanent location, some sort of museum of oddities. So time is a-ticking. This may be my last chance to get to Zombie Nirvana." "Oh, I wish I was old enough to drive," I said. "I'd take you there." Bam, bam, bam. Somebody was pounding on the trailer door. And that's where we'll stop. So the rest of the adventure happens in Middle School Bites, book number 4, Night of the VAM-WOLF-ZOM. Thanks for listening.